You stated that you would agree to some reasonable participation for federal employees. What do you consider reasonable participation?
Well, I think what's reasonable is they can say and engage in such political activity as any other citizen. I don't know why that they would be denied these rights. I think they're certainly entitled to full political activity. The only thing that I think they should be protected from is any kind of pressure and enforcement from within the government. I think they should be protected from that. And that's the only aspects of it that I think should remain. But as far as absolute freedom and political activity, engaging in political activity, I think it should be open and above board and certainly allow them to be free to do so.
Okay. You made that there needed some restrictions on foreign trade imports. Now there are at least one that we know of, southern state, who is trying to get legislation through that state to forbid any contractor taking any bids from that state to use foreign steel, for instance. And we got American steel available. Would you support some type of similar legislation if you were in the
I think I would. I think that the steel workers are really being hurt by this low-cost steel that's coming in. And I think this is one of the backbones of the United States economy. It's something that you've got to have, and if you close down all your steel mills and your labor force goes somewhere else, I think you're going to be put in a very precarious situation.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left. Do you want Tom, if you would, to that last question, please tell us something about your campaign. If you want to comment on any of these things right quick, is the way you see them at the present time, and building toward the election day.
Well, I haven't been able to really get the campaign organized to the extent that I can give you any inside information on these specific questions. I think that the financial support is there, and I have ways of getting to it. As far as individual support and organization, I'm one that has traveled from one end of this state to the other. And I have a lot of friends, and I know a lot of people. Right. So I just wanted to leave this thought with you. Very beginning, when I first became interested in political activity, and this was under the days of Roosevelt, I've had a dream of being the champion of the laboring man in this country. And it's a dream that's very vivid. And I believe these are words of a song, Opinion's Rainbow, or some musical. It goes something like, follow the fellow who follows the dream. And this is what I have to offer. And I say to you that the time is now. And that the place is here. And as far as you're concerned and the labor movement in North Carolina is concerned, it is a moment of destiny. And I hope this, that you will have the courage to unite, because one of the ploys of attack that all the forces that would destroy you use is to divide and conquer. And so I hope you have the courage to unite and support your friend, whoever you consider that person is, whoever you consider him to be, he or she. And I need your support, and I'm certain of one thing, that without it I couldn't possibly get elected. With it, with your vote, with your help, and I seek your financial support, I feel that it is very, very possible. And so I leave this with you. This is my fervent plea to you that you give me your support.
All right, Tom. Let me, I think, express for the members of the co-operating committee our appreciation for you taking time out of your busy schedule to come here and meet with us today, and your forthright presentation to the delegates who are assembled here today. And Our procedure will be to listen to all the candidates and then discuss the whole screening process and then decide to make a recommendation or not make a recommendation as the people see forth here. And you will be advised of that, I would hope. I don't know where we can. I don't know where we can get you or not. As soon as we're able to. And we hope you don't have to see it in the paper. But the conference will be held tomorrow, and the action should be completed by tomorrow night. So we appreciate you again coming down. Let's give Tom a great big hand. Believe we got it? We've got the AFL-CIO group in here. James?
But we really missed the booth, and I was trying to listen. I don't think they ought to participate in our meeting, but they should listen.
Let's see if we can get Charles McLean and Clarence Leitner invited. Clarence, chairman of the Black Caucus, Democratic Black Caucus, and see if Reverend McLean could come down and at least make the afternoon sessions with us.
We've got just a couple of minutes since we do have as many people know right now. Lunch will cost you about $4.75, and we can discuss for an hour in there anything that we want to discuss, and it will be good. It'll cost you about $4.75, and I'll pick up the tip and everything else. Raise your hand quickly. How many will eat with us today in the next room? Help me count.
Keep them up.
Keep them up until we tell you.
Who's that going to eat twice?
Yeah, you got that one.
I count. Jim.
Minutes. We want to divide it up this way. We want to give you 10 minutes to talk about anything you want to talk about your campaign. Then we want to let you go over these questions and ask you to take about 2 minutes on each question. We're going to give you 20 minutes to do that sheet of paper with it. Then we're going to have 10 minutes of questions from the group. If anyone has any question about anything we haven't addressed ourselves to, or some statements you made they want clarification on, we'll have 10 minutes there, and then we give you 5 minutes to wrap it up. And we'll kind of give you a notice when the 10 minutes is up, and then we'll go into the sheet, and I'll give you a little knock like this when the 2 minutes is up, and if you want to take a little more time there at the expense of your questions behind there, you can do that. But we'll give you a 2-minute designation each time. And so we set this up to run like a choo-choo train, so the floor is yours.
Thank you, Wilbur. Shall I stand right here?
Stand or sit, whatever you
I'll
want.
just stand right here. First, let me just tell you how grateful I am for your taking the interest, not only in me, but these other Senate candidates.
We bought interstate bus tickets in Washington and rode through Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Kentucky back to Washington. And several of us were arrested, even though the Supreme Court had just held that it was unconstitutional to segregate in interstate travel. And I was arrested in Chapel Hill, the very place I went to school, and the judge tried to give me 6 months because I'm a white North Carolinian, and he couldn't give me but 30 days, so I spent 22 days in a rock quarry up near Reedville, literally making little rocks out of big ones because of my commitment to racial equality. Most recently, I worked for the Winston-Salem Journal. I was a copy editor up there. And I tried to organize my fellow employees in the American Newspaper Guild, AFL-CIO. And I got 20 of them signed up. We had 80 eligible people. I got 20 of them signed up, but that wasn't enough, obvious. And some of the guys went on to union, to guild papers, and made twice and 3 times the salaries they were making at the Winston-Salem Journal. Twice and 3 times. Now, I support unions, and I will continue to support them regardless of what this screening committee does here today with respect to my candidacy. Up to this point, I have not received an identifiable red cent from any union organization or union member. I hope that changes today because of my commitment to organized labor. But that's up to you. And I don't ask for anything, I just lay my cards on the table. I won't take but $100 anyway from any organization or any individual. And the reason I won't do that is that my integrity is not for sale for $100. So I don't try to give me more than $100, I won't take it. I'm a singing candidate, and I want to sing Solidarity Forever. Y'all join in the chorus. When the union's inspiration through the working blood shall run, there shall be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. That's about it.
All right, Joe, you have a copy of the questionnaire there before you. And as I said, we want you to go through the whole questionnaire. I don't want, if there gets to be something real interesting, to shut you off directly on 2 minutes. We might let you go 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
All right.
What I'm saying is I want all the questions answered, Joe.
Okay.
And I know some of these people are going to be asking you questions in between. But if we can get them answered in 2 minutes, then we'll have 10 minutes for questions at the end, and then your 5-minute wrap-up. So please state your position on the Labor Law Reform Act, please.
Saturday to come to one of these precincts. But if anyone has any suggestions on a night that would be, better for you or better for a group of your friends or something that, work within your local that could help me, I'm open to suggestions because I've been considering changing it because I'm having a hard time getting my faithfuls out on Wednesday night because of different meetings going on.
Now, for those of you who are unaware of this, the workroom, which Mary Ann heads up, works primarily with voter registration. They've been meeting up here like 2 nights a month, every month. And what we're trying to do is to have an up-to-date list of all union members in our particular area. And people move, and this requires changes of address, and sometimes for some reason or other you've got wrong addresses, wrong phone numbers, and this sort of thing. And it's a never-ending, quite thankless job to do. And whenever she comes up with a different date, or if we continue with the same date, if you have a night that you're free and can come down here and help, why, it would be appreciated.
Yes, aren't we having precinct meetings also? Is it next month?
I don't know what
Did you get a notification of precinct meetings? No.
No.
They haven't been set up.
Well, for Wake County, I think I got it in my YDC, and I'll try and let everybody know because we need to attend our precinct meetings that are coming up too. So that's a good indication of it's a lot of help sometimes in these different precincts where we need it. Seems like it's next month. No, but we need to get some, there's a lot of different people of our locals that, are here that are working their precincts, so we don't know about it. Unless we get out and try and, comb the bushes and find out. I'll try and get that list of registrars and see if I can't contact some of you about your different precincts where you need some help.
All right, Jim, you have your hand raised.
I was gonna suggest that we should pay for the meals for these two delegates. If anybody's got any objection, I think we should do that. And if y'all will keep a count of what you spend, I'll reimburse you to see you and Mary Ann for this. We're either gonna give you a couple of meals, but you're gonna have some others, so I think if it's something we should pay for. Anybody got any objection to that?
Well, I think that's,
Standard, maybe?
right.
Okay.
Okay, is there anyone else have anything to say?
And at the election of this, Ms. Woodard, the Wake County, meeting, I don't believe there was a single labor man there except me. I didn't see him. Huh? You weren't there. That's why you didn't recognize.
All right, if there is nothing else, we can readily see that we've got lots to do, and when I come calling via telephone or in person, I hope that you'll be agreeable to try to help. And in fact, you're going to get a job, I can promise you that. And if there's nothing else to be said, why, we stand and bow our heads for a moment. Our Father, as we stand here tonight and listen to this conversation, we realize it's a mighty big job here. But the scriptures say that there's no job too big for people who will dedicate themselves and will work hard at it. And with your strength, we will endeavor to do just that. Thank you all for coming, and I promise that if at the next meeting when we have so many delegates we can't get them in this room, we'll get us a bigger hall.